moment when she's like, do you have any more passion pop, and can we go drink it somewhere where we're unsupervised?
Oh yes, double me down.
Just that moment when the girl says, hey, can we go to the bathroom and use some of that cocaine? Like, I think we're on here, boys. I think
That's
we're
it.
on.
I think we are.
I think we're on.
Wow.
The thing that I'd like to point out is the danger sign is when it's all like, when it feels like guaranteed. And it doesn't feel guaranteed though. Like, it's still like day to day, a little bit ass puckering, a little bit nervous. No one's like, hey, Robert, nice to meet you in Da Nang, buddy. It's all a little bit still. It feels like it's not set in stone, which is exactly what we want to feel, right? So for those of you who it's your first cycle, cycles end when once something gets momentum, like once crypto captures the imagination of the world, which it's almost starting to do. That will go until every single person who has the capacity and ability and in investing in crypto is fully invested in crypto. And at that point, there's no more further bias to take crypto off our hands. At that point, it's all over, and the bigger the party, the longer the hangover. This is the rough template for every bull market we've had before. But so the thing that you should get worried about is when you have a feeling like, Maurizio, do you remember I was talking to you on Maurizio, I was talking to you when 69,000 Bitcoin, remember when
Yes, I do. Yep.
You remember how it felt? It was like, oh, fuck.
Yep.
We put up with all that. We're at all-time highs. Like, we're off to the races here. I thought 250 at least, 300,000 Bitcoin was a real possibility. That was the top. And that all seemed perfectly plausible. We don't quite have that level of exuberance yet. I think we're only just getting started.
Yeah, me too. Definitely. It looks really, really solid from this perspective. Yeah.
Guys, I want to introduce my great friend and an excellent trader, Maurizio. Maurizio's been trading with me for years and years and years. Did I teach you originally, or did you come from someone else?
I came from someone else. Yeah, we just I got some trading experience, and then we started to do all the trading things. But yeah.
Yeah, so I'm conscious that I'm wearing many hats in my company. I'm doing trading. I'm doing trading system development. I have to be a CEO. I've got the marketing team have me doing some shit, and I'm probably not servicing everyone as well as I can. And I'm bringing Maurizio on, and hopefully we'll bring some more people on to build and round out the team as well. Yeah, Maurizio's amazing. So I think we can. Is it okay if I get started?
Please do.
Yep. All right.
All right. Coco. So I have my TradFi trend following systems keep running, and I've caught this trade in Coco that's been on for a year, and measured in ATR terms, it's the 5th strongest trend of any sort in any market since 1978. Right. And because I'm running one of these old style systems where you never bank profit until the stop is hit, I have over 70% of my net worth in chocolate right now. And I have, in the last 2 months, I have $2.5 million in open profit on this trade.
Very
nice.
Well, it sounds very nice, but it's starting to wiggle up and down like 300 grand a day now. Like these little wiggles are 300 grand a day. It's getting a bit ass puckery for me. The air is quite rare up here. Okay. So a couple of days ago, I warned you all that I didn't think we were going to get a straight shot up in Bitcoin. I thought we were ready for a little bit of a crash. We got a very small day, an up day with no continuation, and then a sharp down day today. So I think the last thing I posted in the group was just hold off on intraday buying. We're going to get fucked around. And I think that was fair. And I think that was fairly accurate. The question is this enough? Do we have more of this? Do we have, in a worst case scenario, this? I don't think we get past here. Or are we a straight shot up? Is it a buying thing? So let's drop down. So immediately you can see that we shook some people out underneath there. Let's take a look. Take a look at Bitcoin first. Okay, so this is a 1 hour chart. We'll get rid of the premium. That's not necessary. Spot volume isn't particularly inspiring. What I want to see is funding rates reasonably high.
Hmm.
And liquidations. Did we get any on the downside? Few, but not really in Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at the open interest. So as this so we're getting open interest go up as the market goes down. So we had shorts in the market. Now that's interesting. We have people shorting Bitcoin again. This is very inconclusive. Let's have a 5-minute look. Okay, so you can see that as we dropped in this final drop, the open interest increased, which means that people must have seen this and thought, oh, this is a good time to get short. And then as it went up, these guys got fucked here. Open interest is wiped back to a regular sort of amount. This, Maurizio, do you have an opinion here? Is this enough for the market to take off again? Or is it not quite?
I don't think it's quite ready yet.
Yeah,
to be honest.
I'm with you. I'm with you. So of these sort of three scenarios, 1, 2, 3, which one do you think is the most, or let's add a third one, which could be like this. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Would you rate the probabilities of those?
Yeah, the straight shot, I will say we have a 10%, 10, 15%. Then the second one, obviously, it goes into increments. What I do believe is maybe the one in the third one, the third option, is the one that it could be, especially with the halving, right, coming into place. So
I think these two are the highest probability, right?
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite split it between these two. Can you?
Mm-hmm. No, tough, very tough, especially with the halving. It's a big thing, right? Like so how the market will react with the halving, that will be interesting.
So one thing I'd like to point out with the halving is that a lot of people have bought Bitcoin already in anticipation of the halving.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of that has been brought forward demand. So I think if anything, you can say that the price is a little bit higher than is rational in anticipation that the halving is going to work. I haven't heard anyone say, oh, the halving's not going to work, which makes me think, well, when everyone agrees, like when everyone agrees in a consensus forecast, there's probably not, even if you're right, there's probably no money to be made in it.
Mm-hmm.
Ian, what do you think, man?
Well, I think that my thoughts around the halving, I've certainly had to challenge myself with a lot of stuff that you've said in these meetings, about just because it happens before doesn't mean it'll happen again. So I'll prefix it with that. But what I will say is that we've had a near 20% pullback, which I think is about the same as what we had. I think that was in like sort of 2021. And now we've monthly candle closed above the old all-time highs. So I know that the new all-time highs are like 72 or 73, 74, but we monthly candle closed above the old all-time highs, which to me just signals super bullish strength.
Super bullish strength. And it wouldn't be out of character for it to retest those to go down like for one more day and then up only, would it?
Oh, totally. Yeah, totally. Now, whilst I'm not fully versed with on-chain metrics, I do believe that on-chain metrics are showing us that people aren't taking profits. So what that broadly means is that the sellers have gone and the people that are holding Bitcoin are the people like us, woohoo, to Valhalla, which I think negates that, you know, those kind of shock sell-offs. So I think that we're just going to basically chill where we are. I think that the halving will have some effect, but not the effect I thought it had before. So of those lines that you drew, I think that that middle one is probably the one that I'm looking at for a couple of days in this month. And I think my last thing is that we're at the start of a new 3 months now. So like January, February, March is done. So we're into another kind of 3-month cycle.
Can we just say a bit of a hell yes for what a fucking quarter it's been? Holy fucking shit.
Yep. All right.
Like, I mean, where we were at the start of the year was like, okay, we've had a good couple of months, but let's not jinx it. In 3 months, we've gone from, I don't know, it's all starting to, the turd's starting to smell a bit right. Everything smells juicy. And now it's like, wow, we really made some fucking good decisions in the last quarter, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think what you said about all-time highs is very, very important. The other thing that I want to point out is that a vast majority of people who bought crypto in the last cycle bought it in these two red circles here, right?
Yeah, agree.
We saw that ourselves. They bought in the last all-time highs. You bought for 60,000, 65,000, whatever. You survived a scare. You lost half your money. You made it back. You lost half. You were hoping it was going to be good, and it was not good. It was very, very bad. And then you held it out, ground it out to here. Are you just going to take your bat and ball and go home and say, oh, well, 84% of people who bought and held all the way, you know, the 84% of these psychos held all the way. That's,
yeah,
I don't think they're selling out for like a 5 or 10% profit here. Let's have a look at some on-chain stuff if you like. So one of the first things, let's throw an SMA on that. So you can see that active addresses started to decline a little bit. Actually, let's look at addresses with money, and addresses with non-zero balance is better because there's plenty of addresses. Okay. This is showing a little bit of caution here. We're seeing one of the things that we see is at major tops is a little bit of a sideways period here. So this is showing a little bit of like, we need to be a little bit cautious here. Let's look at balance on exchanges, see if there's anything coming onto exchanges. No, we've still got a straight supply squeeze. Everyone's pulling money off exchanges. Let's see if we've got any whales transferring to exchanges. No, we got that one. Net position change. Okay, so in this last run up, we have seen hodlers, which are long-term holders, getting out of their positions. It's not bullish or bearish. It's bearish if they don't transfer them into alts. And I suspect that's what's happening. Let's look at the short-term holder MVRV, because this is really the one that I look at when this is how profitable short-term traders are. When short-term traders get really, really profitable, they're liable to start selling. You see here, they got very profitable. We had a pullback. They got reasonably profitable and we had a small pullback. They got quite profitable and we had a pullback. We've wiped out a lot of short-term profit here. That's reasonably bullish. And let's look at the Z score. I think this is worth looking at. So when this gets somewhere up towards this zone, then we have to start to think about really aggressively banking profits. We're about 40% of the way through a cycle is what this is telling us. And what is the net unrealized profit and loss? Warm but not overheated. And do we have this for Ethereum as well? No, we don't. All right. Let's look. Well, let's look at altcoins viewed as a whole. We're still not at altcoin all-time highs yet. So to me, this is the big one. Once we get off here, we can have an alt blow off top. And then we can start to think about, for example, near at all-time highs. Sol is close to all-time highs. I mean, imagine ADA at all-time highs. Like, that's something we never thought we'd see again. Now, okay, so let's run through some of these alts, right? That looks like further weakness to me. What about you, Maurizio?
Yeah, definitely, and definitely Bitcoin is strong, much stronger than Ethereum, right?
Let's take a look at that. So, this was our last little pullback. So Bitcoin is the dark. Bitcoin is here. We've got about half lower than Bitcoin. What's beating Bitcoin? DOGE, PENDLE, MKR, SUI, Lever is being manipulated up, and Wu has had a very good day. So how about we start with those? PENDLE seems to be the new hot Ponzi of the moment, right? I mean, that's quite a bearish sort of candlestick pattern for the next couple of days. But I think I think on the next, if we get a more substantial pullback, I think everyone should be holding some PENDLE right now. Just because it's clearly, unequivocally the strongest coin, super strong off the lows. Everything got fucked and it's not getting fucked. Like, everyone seems to love this coin.
There's a lot of with PENDLE. The thing is a lot of airdrops happening. So what's going on with the airdrops is that people just holding PENDLE, and that's why they love it so much.
So is this the Ponzi mechanism? Because I hear people talking about it as like it's the current Ponzi, and they're keeping people in by offering more airdrops. Is that the way it works?
Exactly right. And then obviously the way it works is if you get a new thing or a new coin like develop on top of that, then you get more airdrops. So the more you hold, that's kind of how they keep.
Okay, so the last cycle's the last cycle's Ponzi's with things like, we're going to pay you 20% APR, and keep, if you stake your coins and you're going to keep it here. So this cycle's Ponzi's are saying, well, if you leave your money in our Ponzi, you'll get all this free money.
Exactly.
Say what you like about crypto. Say we can innovate. Well, now let's talk a little bit about Ponzi's. That word, it carries an ugly connotation, right? It shouldn't. Nothing goes up faster than a Ponzi.
Yeah, definitely.
Nothing goes down
Yep.
faster than a Ponzi when it's all over, but
Yep.
you know, Ponzi's are very, very good things to get in on if you can get in on them early.
Mm.
I think Pendle is the Ponzi of the moment. This one is the other standout. We've been in for a while. I've got a big position in this. All-time highs, nice little pullback during this. Look at how it held up overnight while everything else was getting fucked. So for me, this is a nice indicator when the market goes down, what went up. You know, it's like a boxer taking a punch and just laughing it off. I think this one looks pretty good. The other one that's a standout, and I think this probably has a little more to go down, is Doge. And that is, let's put regular scales on it. If we get a bull market, there's almost no chance that Doge won't get up here, right? You know, Robinhood normies filling out their portfolios. What do I want? I want some Solana with some Ethereum. I want some Dogecoin. It's a survivor, right? Like, it's a survivor. I think, you know, and it sounds very vanilla and bland, but I think this is going to be really a strong coin.
I think so. Especially the one that is driving it is Elon, with all this stuff that's happening with Twitter, and it doesn't look bad, to be honest, right? And that could, yeah.
The chart looks good. Okay, so let's talk.
I hate to admit it, but it doesn't look bad. Like,
so human beings are suckers for stories. Like, we are just hardwired to believe any story. And the story of the last cycle was Elon Musk loves it. That was enough. I mean, the story for this cycle could be Elon Musk is going to build the everything app with it and use it on Twitter. That's a good enough story. It doesn't have to be, I mean, it's not a great story, but I think that's good enough to get people to buy it. So let's have a look at the other meme coins in this sector, the bigger ones. So let's look at SHIB. Definitely weaker than Doge, right? Happy is the one that I really like. Just because I think that if this gets on Coinbase and Robinhood, when normies come in, that's going to be a coin that has, you know, especially in an election year with all the idiots in America. I think this is something that retail could fall in love with. The chart doesn't look great though, does it?
No, I don't like.
I
The chances
like
are bullish. Yeah.
Yeah. This looks like it. This looks like it could do that, right? What else in the major meme coins? What other major meme coins have we got? We've had.
Yep.
I mean, hard to buy up here, right? Like, really hard to buy it. I'd probably stand aside from that one. Oh, and Cock. But damn, I sold mine here. Fuck.
Yeah, I know.
I sold mine here.
I did hold half, which is good, and
You held half.
Yeah.
I sold all. The last of mine was here. Wow, I felt really clever about that for months. Wow. That doesn't look great to me either. Doge is clearly the strongest of the memes, right?
Definitely.
And the memes. So Doge is the strongest of the memes. The memes look like they've got more pullback. Are we in unison on that? Let's look at some layer ones. Solana, what do you think there?
Strong,
Strong.
very strong.
Close to all-time
However, obviously that top right there could give you an indication of a pullback.
I think we're looking at
Yep.
something maybe not quite that deep, maybe there. That other layer ones that you'd want to look at. Sol, AVAX.
AVAX is performing well as well. Very steady.
But that chart is definitely weaker than Sol though.
Mhm.
What else?
Well, BNB, man, that was thumping at over $600. It's having a little pullback now.
Okay, the red line is all-time highs. Looks like it's got more pullback in it, right?
Yeah, it looks.
But this is an incredibly strong coin. Now, the clue is this candle here, right? A big candle is people. Okay, so an unusually large candle at the end of an unusually large run is guys who didn't have the guts to buy it here, FOMOing in here. And FOMO is generally a bad thing. Why? Because FOMO is exhausting. Like when everyone buys at once, there's no one else to keep pushing it higher. And then we stagnate for a while. And typically you stagnate for about a month. And that was the 13th of March. And here we are, the 2nd of April, probably another couple of weeks of bullshit before this one's ready to go again. And then what happens when a coin stagnates for a month is that other coins have taken over as the hot girls on campus and are attracting all the attention. And then it's hard to get that attention back. NIA.
Yeah, NIA's been lovely.
It's been lovely. It's still a little bit weak here, but compared to the others, and probably got a little bit more weakness. But I think as a long-term hold, look at where we are and look at where we're going, you know.
But if we look at a lot of these charts, I think the technical term is the same turd rolled in a different glitter. I mean, that looks exactly like that fucking BNB chart.
And I think what you said is very insightful there. Everything's the same. Let's look at some of these AI bullshit coins. Heat's starting to come out of them a bit early. FPT. Stronger, but still, like, I mean, these have been amazing. And kudos to that we've got. Heat's come out of this. Got an opinion on this one?
Looks like it's bottoming right there.
Yeah, it looks like it's bottoming.
Yeah, but depends.
But I
2
wouldn't
more days, definitely.
I wouldn't bet on it until it starts to break daily bar highs, right?
I agree. Yeah.
Okay, so let's have a little talk about that. You want to buy a coin, the coin's on a pullback. What do? Do you just cross your fingers, hold your nose and buy? A way to increase the probability of your trade working is, instead of buying it here, if I buy it here, I just have to hope that it's not going to keep going down. If you set an alarm and you right click and go add alert on trend line, and I change it to once per minute, and I set the notifications to play sound, beep boop every 5 seconds, it'll annoy shit out of me. And so every time I'm sitting at my computer, it'll annoy shit out of me until I pay attention to it. If you only buy the coin when it starts breaking daily bar highs, you're generally in better shape. Alternatively, you can use a stop order instead of as a stop loss, as a stop buy, and you can buy when it hits this level. This increases the probability that your trade works, but it means that you're paying a little bit more for a higher probability trade. Instead of buying it here at 2 cents, you're paying 2.1 cents, but you've got a higher probability of it working. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but we want to do that also after we've seen an RTV or an RTC, don't we, to further increase the...
Yeah, exactly so. Exactly so. We got this. Are we out of this one or in this one? I can't quite remember. I think I got us out of here.
DAR, yeah, I don't think we got an open trade on DAR. Let me just double check.
I mean, we had a good run here. Like,
yeah, we closed. We closed that on March the 6th. Mines of Dalarnia.
There we go. That's some Web3 gaming bullshit. This thing we're well out of. I don't want to touch this. This is falling apart. The rising tide kind of fuck thesis there. IMX looks like the same turd rolled in a different color glitter, right? Arkham, after the FOMO candle, you probably don't want to touch that. But it looks okay. Got an opinion on that? I don't.
No, I don't.
Silo, again, after we see these big candles, you really don't want part of that. Ape, another one of these meme coins. Meme coin sector looks weak. Doesn't look as strong as Doge. SEI. Is there a relationship between SEI and SUI, Maurizio?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It is. Usually they never, for some reason, I don't know much about it, but I've done some research, and it looks like it does a rotation on liquidity. So when one goes, then the other one follows a few days after. So there is a relationship in terms of liquidity. I noticed, definitely. I have noticed that.
Render, this one looks like it's coming off the boil a bit to me. Woo went up while everything else was going down. This is really nice to see.
Yeah, that did shoot up.
That looks like a buy to me, right?
Yeah, it looks strong. Looks strong, definitely.
Okay, so far, what have we seen that's really strong? We've got Woo, we've got Pendle, we've got Doge with a little bit more weakness. We've got Sui, Sui looks great. Woo looks great. INJ looks like ass, but it's coming down to the point where you could reasonably expect, strong support to be anywhere in this kind of range, right?
Yeah, that's a long time it's been in that sidewards kind of range. I think it's about 3 months that it's been there, but it's printed a sequence of higher lows over those 3 months, and higher lows tell us that it's resistant to downtrend. So I'm taking it in the face a bit with INJ, but I'm going to keep holding it.
I've still got. I'm with you. I'm with you there. FIL was very, very strong earlier. What do you think there?
Well, it's certainly bounced off those lows, hasn't it? But it's bounced off the lows choppy. Say, like, compared to some of the other ones that, like Woo, for example, that bounced off the low, I think, with two biggish candles, and then the ride was fairly smooth. This looks like you've got the lowest grade of fucking Uber car turned up, and you're just bouncing along in the back of it.
It looks like either this, best case scenario this, worst case scenario that kind of thing. In any case, all of those are down before up. Viewed as a totality, well, that looks terrible. Or link. Viewed as a totality, we've got signs of further weakness here for the next couple of days.
Think so.
Okay.
Unless Bitcoin decides to shoot and start breaking up, I think everything will pump. Unless that happens, then definitely I'm seeing weakness for the next week.
Okay, so ONDO, the strongest coin that we've held for a while. What do you think about that?
Very strong.
Very strong.
Yep, very strong.
All-time highs, no baggage, no bag holders. Been in it since here. Got a 4x already. I think this is one to just hold and say it's only a couple of days. Fuck. What do you want? Let's have a look at a few others. Well, this is a long-term hold. Still got a little bit of Femex token. Nothing big. Big time. Looks like shit after that. So this is a universal lesson. After you see a big God candle at the end of a big run, you just really want to get the fuck out here, because they always chop around for at least a month, and this is just a heartbreaking thing. To waste the last 3 months in a coin, stuck in a coin, is cost you. RLB did nothing. I'm glad I sold out of that. That was a terrible mistake, and I was the most bullish on that coin, by the way. GAL has been very strong. What do you think here?
Yeah, I got a position in GAL last week, and yeah, there's some profit taking going on now, but I'm feeling pretty good about this. And one of the reasons I'm feeling good about this, maybe this isn't such a technical description, if we look at the candles of the downtrend, they look like fairly smooth, fairly kind of curved, and they don't look too violent, you know. So
well, there's a lot of overlap, is what you're trying to say.
Yeah.
With the candle. Yeah, I'm with you on there. I wouldn't get out of that one either. TIA was everyone's favorite coin. Doesn't look so great now. I mean, but this was like a $20 billion market cap up here. Like, it's just a big. I think this is just a like for a coin that no one had ever heard of 3 months ago to be $20 billion. I think it's like, yeah, it's probably a good coin, but probably there's an easier fight down the street, is the way that I kind of. Ian, do you have an opinion on this?
Well, when I first look at this, I think that like where you've drawn those 3 options previously, I might not draw 3 options on this. I might draw 2. Like where it now, it seems like, right, this is up or it's down, but not a 3rd option.
Yeah.
Meaning I wouldn't want to put money into this because I don't know.
Not yet, yeah.
Matic. I got no real opinion on it.
No, like ADA, it's just kind of there, isn't it? Forever.
I think this gets washed whichever direction the tide takes it. This, ADA, all those dinosaur coins. Mina,
yeah, they get pulled. They get pulled with all the traction of all the alts.
Yeah, DYDX has been weak, probably continue to be weak. Fantastic exchange, probably not accruing right value. Lever is in the process of one of these DWF Labs pumps. They got it to the all-time highs. I think we've got to take a bit of a look at this. So we'll look and see. Okay, so we didn't see any mass selling out at the highs. Still fairly well behaved. That one could pump again. So what I'm looking for is signs that DWF have exited their position and that they're going to leave this one, go back down to here, right? We got in here before, got out here, got in somewhere here. So we got plenty of open profit. Ian, do you have the spreadsheet? Do you know what price we got in on?
Yeah, let me check that line.
Or the date, either or.
Lever, October the 4th, entry price 0.00151. Exit price was on the 26th of December when you cleared us out just before the market screwed everyone. And that was 0.002.
Okay, did we get back into it or no?
No, we don't have a new position in it.
Good.
That was a 50% winner on that one.
Gotcha. No opinion. Orbs, another manipulated coin. FTT.
Oh, hang on. I've just told you a complete lie. Oh, we got back into it on February the 14th, Valentine's Day, at 0.0017. And we're currently 50% up on that trade.
So we bought this breakout. a bit before the breakout, actually. 1.7. Just leave that there so that we know. An opinion about this, Maurizio?
Looks strong though, but I do believe there's some profit taking. So if that continues on, more than likely, I think it's gonna retest these lows, the immediate lows, definitely.
Why don't we bank this one? Like, there's good profit. We're seeing signs of overall market weakness. Let's bank this one here.
Okay, we'll get that closed right now.
This one looks kind of weak too. Anything else that we'd want to look at? I don't want to be in that. Okay, so we saw the God candle. We just want to stay the hell away from WLD. Audis, nothing interesting there. Overall, whoa, dog we've had is so strong. Okay, so overall, what's Maurizio, is there anything you want? Is there anything you want to share here?
No, just following your lead at the moment. I do believe that this week is going to be really interesting for Bitcoin. Depends on how it holds or not. And that is going to drive pretty much everything. So definitely we'll keep an eye on Bitcoin on a daily basis and yeah.
Yep. Okay, all these deck screener shitters, until as the market's weak, none of these are going to do any good. So
yeah, definitely.
There's almost no point in checking them, but let's have a look anyway.
And I think with these deck screener ones, you have to take profit. Don't hold on thinking that.
Okay, so let's talk about that. You get a 2x, you bank some profit. You bank your original profit out. You have to do that. You have as soon as you get profits, don't let it ride. Just bank. Because they come and they go so fast. Okay, so let's look at Retardio, because it's I mean, these things go up or down like 30% per day, right? Let's look at it.
There's somebody in the group that's doing their own thing with Retardio, where I think they're trading it on a 1 second screen, and they're doing quite well out of it because of this fluctuation. But that's just their own thing that they're doing with it.
Yeah, that's a very difficult game to play.
Yeah,
is what I would say. What else have we got? Ninja. It's an INJ meme coin, so it's held up okay considering INJ's in the shitter. We got in at the blue line. It's about what we paid for it.
Up dog.
Up dog. What a piece of crap. At least it's still got liquidity. 906K market cap. Look, I'm still in this one. I wouldn't sell it because it could easily go again, right? I wouldn't buy it, but I wouldn't sell. Is probably that. What else have we got?
We've got SBF as well, who I don't know.
That doubled and then crashed. Should have taken.
He seemed to get a very light sentence. Maybe if he'd got the electric chair, it would have really fucking bumped.
And there was a bunch of other SBF named coins. So yeah, it doubled and then crashed. That one's not going to do anything. That one's not going to do anything. You know, if you miss taking profits on the pump, you miss taking profits on the pump. You had two chances to get out. Both were pretty good profits there. Yeah, that one's dead. That one's dead. I wouldn't bother selling it because it's not worth anything. But you've got to treat these things like what they are. They're lottery tickets. What else have we got? in memes. The base memes seem to be getting some traction, but I'm very loath to go into any meme coin plays while the market is not like super red hot. Because we're going to have to wait for it. We're going to have to get out of Retardio, we're going to have to wait for another really pumpy cycle.
Here we are.
Yeah, Jason. Good question. Rune is one of the things that I really like. So let's look at that. I have a position in Rune. Quick to all-time highs. Let's have a look at how it's going compared to everything else. What's the most recent pullback? Most recent pullback was 20th of March. So where's Rune? Right there. About halfway up. Not bad enough to sell, not good enough to be excited about, is the way that I feel about that. Is there anything in this? Greg, there's no signal to close SBF because you've only got like 5 cents in the dollar left. If you've still got it, sell it. Those things are straight out lottery ticket gambling, and we have to be really clear. When you're in one of them, as soon as you get a 2x, pull your money out, so you get a free spin of the wheel. And the way to do that automatically is with the Telegram bot, Unibot. You can set parameters at 100% gain, take my money out. You can set limit orders, you can set stop losses, you can set all kinds of stuff. And that's exactly how you want to do it. You don't want to do it any other way. Perry, what's up with the base story stuff? They're paying a bunch of influencers. Some of my mates keep getting offers to spam base meme coin to spam base meme coins paid for by the base ecosystem. So they're trying to attract users into their shit. AIOZ has been very strong. I mean, look at that. That's a great one. This is one I really like. I think that's one of the strongest charts we've seen today, right?
Yeah, that's very strong. Very, very strong.
Okay. Are we in this one, Ian?
AIOZ, I think we are.
I think we are too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
March
already now.
Okay, let's look at Gnosis. Looks like every other coin, to be honest. STX is going to look like Bitcoin on steroids. So Stacks is just Bitcoin, but Bitcoin faster up and faster down. If we get a pullback, you can't really trust the chart on this, because if we get a pullback in Bitcoin, STX is going to take it in the ass. So STX is like Bitcoin with leverage. AKT, no. Hard no. It's like falling off before everything else. You can see that we've got no buying pressure. No one's stepping in to buy, these relatively major dips. No one's stepping in to buy it. Don't touch this one. Render has been very strong. Looks like it's got more weakness in it, though.
Yeah, I think I got a nice position in Render. Something good.
Silo's held up kind of well. LQTY is a manipulated coin. You want to stay a little bit clear of this one, because they have the power to push this a long way. That one almost looks like it's in play, right?
That's some big wicks.
Yeah, no one's cashing out yet. Yeah, that one could go again, but I don't quite have the mental bandwidth to follow that to see when they start pumping it again. Are you using spread fighter at the moment, Maurizio?
Not yet. I will be soon, but yeah, not yet.
Yeah, Ondo is super strong, guys. Miles. So let's look at Jasmine. It's reasonably strong. It's probably due for further weakness, right? Like everything looks. The link for the Telegram bot.
I can grab that.
Yeah. GRT has been strong. Dinosaur coins have been strong overall. This one looks like it's got further weakness. And I'm very cautious after that. I wouldn't buy it right now, and I think it's probably going to go down to sideways for a little bit. Ajax. It's pretty amazing, guys. SEI, I like it. Is Link ever going to have its day again? Yeah, when people. So the problem with Link is that it's competing for attention and mind share with all these other new hot girls. And, you know, Link is like, you know, 37-year-old divorcee with kids. And there's some Insta bitch over here with the fucking Lululemon pants, and no one's paying Link any attention. She's going to have to do something really slutty to get me interested. Really slutty. The thing with the tongue that I like, she's going to have to start doing that.
They'll have to do that thing where they have a fake baby in the picture so that they can get their boobs out and hack the Instagram algorithm.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, Link. So I suppose a threesome's out of the question. LTC. Okay, the only reason anyone should be following fucking Litecoin is to know that when Litecoin makes all-time highs, then we're fucked.
Here we go.
This is a sell signal. When we see Litecoin here, you sell fucking everything. So the founder of Litecoin, Charlie Lee, sold all of his coins, like $1 billion worth, average price of 370. There it is.
Yeah.
And walked away.
One trade. Thank you.
One trade, one life. Fresh entry, Deepesh, on Sol, Ondo, Doge, all those are fine. I would hold off 2 or 3 days. ICP, everyone loves this coin for some reason. Good reason. What do you think, Mauricio? Ian?
It looks strong, like from the chart perspective, especially for the shorter time frame trend. It looks really strong. I just don't like this coin. This coin is a scammy.
I'm exactly the same. It's the chart looks good. It's definitely strong off the lows. It's a scammy thing. Is it a time that we should be excluding scammy things, though? It seems like it's a time when scammy things might have their day in the sun. Hey, Dupe.
Dupe is actually holding pretty good. Like it's really good. Yeah.
It's a good product. I've used the product. It's a good chart. Looks fantastic. Don't sell that. also looks good. A little bit frothy here. I wouldn't buy it right now. ICP we've already done. What is your take in the FET takeover of Ocean and Ajax? I don't follow any of that nonsense, but FET is an incredibly strong coin. I mean, it's just very strong. Polkadot. There's something I haven't heard of in years. I don't know a single fucking person who uses Polkadot. For any way, shape, or form. Do you?
Yeah, well, it's lost. It's lost. It's sort of what is it? Mojo. A while back, man. Yeah, it's too much new stuff happening right now, and too many networks, too many stuff that is in the deck. Yes, forgotten.
Yeah, Mana. Nah, this is last cycle's dinosaur coin. Plenty of baggage. Forget that one. I never heard of Flare, but let's have a look. Looks like every other coin here, man. I mean, honestly, we have everything looks like everything else.
So I don't play like macroeconomic guessing games. I'm simply too stupid to understand fucking any of that. But for the next real surge of Bitcoin, I know we've got the ETFs, but do we need another catalyst? Like, we are in an election year. When are they going to turn the money guns on? Because
I think that's the catalyst. More than that, the halving to me is overdone. The interest rates are underdone. I mean, we saw, let's face it, the last cycle in retrospect was all based around cheap money. I'd like some cheap money. I think that would be really good for giving us the cycle that we want. And I'm with Ian. I think you want to get out of the habit of thinking you can predict macroeconomic stuff, because if you look at all the big names who do that shit, they're wrong. Ray Dalio's wrong just as much as he's right. You know, they're all wrong just as much as they're right. You know, it's Maurizio, are you doing stuff with Ewan?
With who? No, not much. No. No.
Ewan is probably the second most famous options trader after Nassim Taleb. And he told me the other day that macroeconomics is fantasy football for dickheads.
Yep.
And
I mean,
you know, he's a guy's 10 times the trader I am. And he's like, every time I hear someone talking about that shit, I know that they're just making it up. It's fantasy football.
Yeah, I read once that, like, you know, just to show how far this bullshit goes now, nobody knows, like, Wall Street pay the top linguists in the world to investigate every single word that comes out of the Fed's mouth. What could this actually mean? Well, it literally,
yeah, they're just passing. When you said you're going to raise interest rates in June, did you really mean that? Like, did you say we could raise interest rates, or we will, or did you say we might, or we're planning on? Like, they're just passing every single word. And I don't know about you, it seems like a hard fucking way to make a living.
Very tough. And the problem is that anything could change dramatically in one day, right? Like all economics can actually change. So, and that will be reflected on the price.
We're talking about
the,
the opinions of 5 to 8 old white guys in major cities in America and one little gnome-sized old white lady. And they're going to get together and decide what happens. If you think you can predict the behavior of individual people based on their very carefully passed public statements, I've got news for you. You can't predict what I'm going to do. Can't predict what Maurizio's going to do. Why the fuck would you be able to predict what Janet Yellen's able to do? It's just cope.
No.
Is my feeling on that. That's probably a great call, guys. So let's wrap it up. The things that are really strong. If I'm starting a portfolio today, I think I want Woo, Pendle, Doge probably in a few days, Sui, AIOZ, and ONDO. What do you guys think?
I agree.
Maybe some NIR?
Yeah, NIR's nice. I like NIR.
Me too.
I think I got 14 open positions at the moment, so I've probably got too many at the moment, but there we go. A little hard.
Well, that's mathematically right. Like 15 is about mathematically right, but effort-wise and 14 without making a mistake is hard.
Yes, yeah. I got to there's things like that INJ. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, well, I don't want to sell it, but I'm still holding it. But then I'll make some decisions. But yeah, I won't be adding any more positions now. I'm at my max.
So I have some advice.
Me too.
I have some advice. Anytime you're thinking, do I stay or do I go now, in black and white terms, I have to sell it or I have to keep it, you're already thinking like a retard. That's the red flag that you're already in retard land. You can sell half. And you know what you should do if you don't know what to do halvesies. Like that's a scientific bit of advice, right? Like if I don't know what to do, I'll do halvesies. There's actually a lot of wisdom in that.
Well, there we go then. I'm going to do that and chill out for the rest of the day, I think.
Exactly.
And also,
Right.
I was gonna add in terms of money management, like, you know, yeah, like you mentioned, Scott, take profits, like, you know what I mean? Especially with any coin, not only with stuff, in my view, you know, when you see stuff like 80, 100, 200%, you know, if you have a limited portfolio and then you take some profit, then you liberated money to actually get into something else. And whatever you have there is going to be free. It's free money, right? Like essentially, doesn't matter if it goes up or down, whatever it is, it was free in a way.
The smaller
right?
the coin, the more you have to be aggressive with taking profits. Is the truth of it. The larger coins have much stronger trending tendencies. Like if you hold, you know, Ethereum, Solana, those are ones that, because they've trended, they're likely to continue to trend. If you're holding some little shit coin, like if Retardio 10x's, you got to sell. You got to be selling out all the way up because they don't have trending tendencies. They have the opposite of trending tendencies. They have dumping tendencies. Right, guys?
Nice.
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.